What's going on YouTube? Zap here, and you might hear some noise or some banter going on in the background. That's my son. There he is. We're getting ready to go outside. You know, it's real nice outside. It's like about 70 something degrees, so figured we go outside and have some father-son time. But yeah, this is my formal, official review for Gears of War Judgment. This is going to be more of a multiplayer review, but I will go over a little bit of the single player aspect of it. So just bear with me on that. But here it goes. As far as single player goes, I didn't really enjoy it too much. Basically, it's told in a narrative sort of way, and being at the fact that it's a prequel, you know, you have the main character going over things that happened, or excuse me, the main characters going over events that happened in the past. So you're already kind of backtracking through the story. As far as from a storytelling point of view, and on top of that, the actual narrative isn't really that good. It doesn't really draw you in. The cutscenes don't draw you in. They don't make you connect with the characters themselves, and that's definitely apparent with situations like Karn. You know, all the main characters seem to tell you is that Karn is a badass. They're like, oh my god, this guy's he's a tough. You know, he's tough-ish, you know what I mean? And they don't really go into detail with Karn. And all you see of Karn as the big bad Locust, the main antagonist, is him riding on his, lava-spitting Reaver hybrid thingy-mabob and, stomping on Onyx guards every once in a while. You don't really learn anything about the character. You don't grow any sort of hatred for the character or any sort of connection with the character. And the same thing goes with the main characters, Baird, Cole, Sophia, and Paddock. I've never really been a fan of Baird and Cole anyway. I hate Cole and I hate Baird. They just seem really whack to me. And personally, I think Gears of War Judgment should have been centered more around the explanation of the Locusts in general. You know, why not make a story mode that's based on the origins of the Locusts, or even better, things that happened during the Locust Civil War, Locust versus Lambent, things like that. What brought up the whole entire upbringing that you saw in Gears of War 2. Why not? But that's neither here nor there. Now, the only real redeeming quality in the single player is the declassified missions. Now, declassified missions, they sort of alter aspects of the gameplay. There are some missions where you have to defend, like a statue, right, or some armor, and you have to use turrets and whatnot, and fortifications, sort of like overrun mode, okay. And there's some missions where you got to get from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, okay. So those things kind of switch it up. They kind of make the gameplay a little bit more exciting to contend with. Otherwise, it's still a relatively standard Gears of War game with just really bad storytelling, okay? And because of the bad storytelling, the story mode just I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't into it. I just kind of went through it in like 3.5 to 4 hours total, and that was it. So, yeah. And that was on hardcore. My first playthrough was on hardcore, and I didn't really feel challenged by the game at all. So, I don't know. There were some moments where I was kind of feeling it, like, okay, Baird's first few missions, I'm like, man, like, here we go, man, like, we're going back to Gears 1 style, plugging up emergence holes, and then it just kind of fizzled out, and next thing I know, I'm playing as Cole, and then, back to Baird, and the game's over. Okay, whatever. So, story mode, I gotta give it a thumbs down. I thought Gears of War 2 story is probably the best. I thought the storytelling in that was great. Gears of War 3 is in a close second. I liked Gears of War 3 story mode a lot more. Gears of War 1 is in third, and then Gears Judgment is far behind. So yeah, that's how that goes. Now here's the meat and potatoes of this review, right? It's the multiplayer. Now I'm gonna talk about the positive aspects of the multiplayer. Okay. Now, one of the biggest issues, or a couple of the biggest issues with Gears of War 3 was the stopping power and the active reload damage boost. Oh my god, okay? Thank God Gears of War Judgment removed those things, okay? because now by removing those things, as well as the headshot damage modifier on weapons, right? You know, like if you shoot someone in the head enough times, it does way more damage than it would if you shot them in like the body. Now by removing those things, gameplay is a lot faster. People no longer really show a whole lot of fear. They'll run up to you and shoot you or melee you, depending on how they feel. But you know, the gameplay is a lot faster. Okay, it's no longer a squat fest where people sitting behind cover looking at them from across the map. Gameplay is a lot faster compared to Gears of War 2 and 3. All right. Also, the weapons are a lot more balanced. The rifles are no longer completely overpowered, and they don't dominate multiplayer matches. And they don't in Gears of War 3, when you played a multiplayer match against another full party of players, it kind of became a rifle fest. You know, just pop a squat behind cover and just look at each other from across the map. This time, it's not really the case. People are actually pushing against each other. You know, flanks happen very more frequently, and things of that nature. So, the speed of the game is definitely increased. It does feel a lot more like Gears of War 1, and I do enjoy that aspect of it. And weapon balance is damn near perfect. You know, I'm not saying that one weapon isn't better than the other, because there's no way you can perfectly balance. The Gnasher is still probably the most used weapon, and has been the most used weapon in Gears of War. But every weapon does seem to have its place, and you know, I can't really complain too much about getting killed by a weapon, because every weapon does feel balanced now. So that's always a good thing. All right. Now on to the negatives of Gears of War Judgment, and there are quite a few negatives. All right. The biggest negative I have is the lack of content in the game. All right. We're given 4 multiplayer maps out the box. We just received Haven as part of the execution just this past weekend. You know, we got Haven to play on for execution and team deathmatch and stuff like that. If you're a VIP member, I believe you guys will get it tomorrow. I'm not sure, but yeah, we got that. So right now there's 5 maps to play on for, you know, TDM, free for all, and domination, and then and for execution, and then you have 4 maps for Overrun, Estate, Junkyard, Skyline, and what's the 4th one? Estate, Junkyard, oh, and Island, yeah. So you got 4 maps for Overrun, and then 4 plus 1 for the other maps. So that's not really a whole lot of content, okay? And then on top of that, you don't really have a whole lot of multiplayer modes to choose from. You know, maybe some sort of like capture the flag mode, or I would have honestly, with the new settings and the way the game is played now, I honestly wouldn't have minded them bringing back submission. I think submission would have actually been pretty interesting if they had tweaked it just a little bit more, tweaked the game just a little bit more. But I think I would have liked to have seen something like that, or even capture the leader. Maybe it would have worked well this time. Okay. But yeah, not a whole lot of content in the game, and I really do think that this game is pretty much a money grab, a last-ditch money grab in the franchise, because it's the last Gears of War game before the next Xbox comes out, and it's probably the last huge exclusive for Microsoft to come out this generation. So it was definitely a money grab, and they probably should have put this game out with maps. And from what I understand, there are also maps that are already on the disc. Okay. Another big issue is the melee. I believe that there was a patch put out, I think today, that altered the melee stun time, as well as the time you have to shoot after you melee someone. So like a pause in between them, which actually makes it a lot better. I have to go ahead and get my hands on it myself, but I'll retract any further statements, or I'll keep myself from making any further statements about that until I play it myself. And another thing I have a problem with is the stim gas grenade. I don't know if the patch did anything with the stim gas, but being able to heal yourself in multiplayer matches is stupid. Alright, we're not playing Battlefield. The only game type where stim gas grenades should be allowed is Overrun. That's the only place I see it should fit. Okay? Yeah, whatever. That's all I got. Alright? But otherwise, altogether, Gears of War Judgment is a really good game. it actually gave me more reason to actually want to play my Xbox, because for a minute I just been kind of wanting to like say screw it and just play my PlayStation or my PC. But yeah, man, Gears of War Judgment is actually pretty good. Is it $60 good? No, not at all, not a goddamn chance. But it is a really good game. If you're a Gears of War fan, I think there's some fun to be had there. Many of you guys are expressing your disappointment with the game, but me personally, as a gamer, I enjoy the game for what it is. And after I had some rough starts with the game as far as multiplayer goes. I had some rough beginnings. You guys have been to my earlier streams of the game, but as I became more accustomed to the game and learned the mechanics in and out, I can honestly say that the game runs fine. It actually runs fine, you know. And once you get used to it, it's actually really fun to play. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments in the section below. Do you still plan on, you know, ignoring this game? Do you plan on buying this game now that you heard some different reviews? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry this video took so long to get out, but here you go. Hope you guys enjoy what I had to say, and thank you for watching. I'm out.